I'm going to explain why the ancient Greek method for proving the shape of the earth was inconclusively proven. It basically uses a logical assumption. I'm going to see if these stick. And why my center of mass concept that I designed in my proof is perfect and undeniable. So there's two issues with the ancient Greek method of using shadows. One's elevation, and two is distance of body of light. And so, let's see if my light even still works. It does. Cool. So you take your light source. This might be a bad example. I don't know if this light's gonna work since it's, you know, it's a pretty long light. I would need a small pinpoint light, would be better. But, so, length of pull away from source of light can still create the illusion of a curved surface. And it's basic geometry in that. So, this might be terrible. It's not really going to do it. But as you can see here, so if you draw a line from the light to the tip of here and straight down and so forth, this shadow is longer than this one. And while the book has a slightly curved surface, because of the length and the change of angle from the moment of your light, and so the distance of your light manipulates that angle and it manipulates the shadow. And so it doesn't really matter the shape or curvature of this. To compensate, you could have the same angle just because it's curved and based on the place of your light. And so there's no other further explanation other than the basic explanation of the Greek. At least I've never found anybody who explains it more. Like, how did they know the location of the sun, the distance of the sun, to calculate the angle of the shadows? And so if you have a light, the sun, it's essentially, and why we might be miscalculating some things in physics and the distance of stars is because, and I've already made a video explaining my center of mass concept, but this is going to be a perfect example for that. And it's just the size of a body of mass and wavelength, the energy source to calculate its distance that we're using in modern times. The sun could be this far and it could be bigger as it conically gets farther away, right? So, you know, it shrinks. But still the angle on a flat surface, if the light was, say, this far away, is going to create a very big shadow, whether or not the plane is flat or not. And so my center of mass concept uses gravity. I don't use light sources or angles or tricks. Gravity pulls towards center of mass, and whether or not you believe in flat plane or not, the whole thing is that this tests the shape of a plane. And so if you imagine these as all being hollow tubes that you could say drop a droplet of water down the center, based on the curvature of it, water is going to pull towards the center of mass. And so if there is a triangle shape, say that it goes straight down, it's going to pull towards center of mass. And I draw that out in my notebook in the other video. But if you measure the distance from here and here and measure the distance between where it interacts with the surface, then you can draw out a grid structure for the entire surface of a plane.